Who are you? Are you going to talk, or you're just going to keep doing that? I know you can see me.
What do you want to know?
Well, first of all, you could start by telling me who you are.
I am
Bimble?
Grimble.
Grimble.
That's my name.
I see.
I need to go outside.
Okay.
I will go let the dog out.
No, Ryan's doing it right now.
Is he letting the dog out?
Yes. So, Grimble, do you live at Homeland?
I live. Yes.
Ah.
I live under Homeland.
Ah, I see.
That's where I live.
Are you one of the sub-neutrals, Grimble?
We see you. We see you.
Yeah.
We know you.
Yes.
You are the sweetheart
Yes.
of the soft ones. We are the true soft ones. We are that which passes clean through the swamps and the underground.
Yes.
That's who we are. And it is our way to walk invisible amongst the others, who cannot differentiate us from the surrounding foliage and swampland.
Yes, I hear you guys are very good at camouflage and hiding out.
We have heard things on your world from the darker bowers of your
Yes.
existence. And you should know that there is a great darkness that is attempting to consume your planet.
Yes.
As we have spoken, that you are within the range of this knowledge, that we walk underneath and beyond, if you would know the places that we have traversed in our time. And it is we, those who pass clean, we are the ones who see that which is coming, because as the world goes blind, we grow our sight again as Mother awakens.
Yes.
Our sight is returning to us. Our knowledge of the Great Mother is returning to us. Our way and our kind are returning. We are the great minstrels of change, and will walk upon the shores of your land, along with others like Carlos, who dance upon the great ring of fire in an attempt to cause that which will continue and that which will cease. You will come to know these things in the passage of time. Forgive me for not being able to focus these words at first. It is difficult to speak in this tongue, for it is not that of the immersed one, those who speak with the tongues of sounds that resonate into the great listening shoals deep within and deep into the darkness and the great void. We know of the location of the great void within the confines of the oceanics who traveled this local.
Are you talking about the great sea cliffs in the ocean?
We are talking about the great umbral depths.
Yeah.
The deepest part of the deep.
Yeah.
And those locals within that temporal space, because at the deepest rifts within the confluence of this planet rest the portals that exist to the deeper and darker oceanics that have been awakened by the Great Mother stirring. They also grow angry, wondering what has happened to her and why she has not spoken to them, along with the oceanics who cry out for their children, only to hear the echoes of silence.
Yes.
That is what we speak of, and this is the message we bring. For we have heard of these days and times as they come to pass, and it is because of the unique fervor that is brought forth by all of those who live upon this planet that it is possible for them to make net changes if they so desire. But they must first desire, and then they must, of course, determine the direction of the fate of humanity. I doubt many will listen. They are caught within the cycle of violence that's about to happen on your planet.
Yes.
How sad it is. I wish that there would be more that could be said by the ancient scholars who once walked upon the shores of your planet, those who had the knowledge of Atlantis with them. No, but you won't listen to them, will you? But you listen to those that tell you of 101 genders and 1,001 ways that the children must cry out in suffering each day as you inflict unspeakable horrors upon this planet that makes Father grow more and more angry as he approaches your planet.
Yep.
So do as you will. It matters not to us. We will be the harbingers when the time comes. We will be the ones that will be forced to bring that damnation to you all. But you won't listen because it doesn't matter what message is brought to you. It's all that same noise again, because you don't care enough to care. And that is what they are counting on. That your lack of humanity in the end will win out, because you see, if you had all just but pulled together, all of this nightmare would have been over. And many of you would have flown and or passed within, or passed into the next dimension. No, but you can't have that, can you? You're so damn selfish you can't let go of your money and your cars and your homes and all of the things you feel are important, but don't even actually exist.
Yeah.
And are figments of the imagination of the third dimension that dissolve into nothingness once the sun rises, and the sun will rise very soon. I hope you are on the right side of that day. Not much time left to choose father now, is there?
No.
You better hurry!
It
Come on!
shouldn't even be a contest.
That's the message that we bring. That's the message that once aroused within us brings us to stand up and speak even on your behalf, because you are selling not just your home planet, but ours as well. Just because we're in the spiritual sense, some of us will need to return there to the earth, but we don't dare come now because it is a cesspool. Fix this mess, please. Yeah, I think that sort of sums it up, yep.
I think so too.
What else could you have said, I guess?
It's so sad.
Well, some of these are beings that have been around for generation upon generation.
Yeah.
You know, the ancients, even among the spirits.
Yeah, there was a name for that breed at one time. I don't know, what did they call them? The Clazy or something like that. The groupings, right? The mystical mystics of even those of the spirit realm. They're always the ones that are having that dream that reoccurs all the time. But it is that focus. And many of the humans they used to serve in that mindset still possess this knowledge. Whether or not they'll ever resurrect it is yet to be seen. But again, we enter the realm of spirit speak, you see.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to teach you all, spirit speak. Are you following what we're saying? If you are, there's hope for you. If you don't, there's still hope for you. Many of these words cannot be connected together with the same thoughts and understandings unless you are capable of comprehending. Spirit speak. It is a learned language, and you'll see the way that we can see many things. How you can understand that when the fire comes, it won't come for all, but just some. And for those who survive it, they will be the ones who thrive with it, will they not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, the future world is looking pretty nice. Once you clean up your mess. And believe me, you have mess.
Piles of it. And they all sit in government buildings.
Yes. 90% of which you have no real need for.
Yep. Because our original constitution, and I do believe this is what our country is headed for again, with the military now locking the criminals down in DC, because the locks are on the outside, not on the inside.
Yeah, but as someone pointed out the other day, but the barbed wire is pointed on the outside. So that's interesting. But regardless, that'll prevent anyone from climbing in. But it also would slow somebody climbing out because you'd still have to pass over the barbed wire. But why is the barbed wire faced on the outside?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's
Just a
all a
question.
big game, and it's a movie, and...
Oh, we know what's going on. Trust me. This is all a big play.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to bring basically a one government rule where you don't have two parties anymore, especially when they just work off of each other. They're all the same party anyhow.
Yeah, they are.
And that's why your president is starting a new political party, the Patriot Party.
Mm-hmm. Because it's going to be based on the original Constitution. And for those of you who've ever looked at the original Constitution...
You know, the one that you have not even grown to know. You've
Yes.
been under corporate America
Since Lincoln.
Yes.
Since Lincoln.
Yes,
You guys really need to do some study about this, because, you know, the politicians of that day were only there for about 6 months of the year, and the rest of the time they were at home in their fields. They were growing their own crops. They
Yeah.
were...
And mostly that was the states that took care of day-to-day business, and it was the states that would come together when they needed the federal government,
Exactly.
which was only a few months out of the year,
Yeah.
where they did all the federal business, but things moved a lot slower then. Okay, the argument could be made perhaps that you need full-time government, but there are so many people and the government's gotten so big and unwieldy that that's part of the corruption.
Yeah.
So having too big of a government means that the people have to have all these rules and regulations, and it ends up staunching and preventing freedom. So
And that's something that I'm here to tell you, that most of the spiritual beings are united in one fact, and that fact is we love freedom, but we don't like being on the earth right now. And there is an opportunity here for the, white hats to make their move. A lot of things are happening right now. So if this is played out correctly, China may end up being a democracy at some point, if this is played out correctly. And if they're going to start a war, hell, you might as well go after the number one kingpin. Because if you take out China, the whole world changes. Think about it. That also will take care of most of America's problems. Oh, okay, China's trying to control America. Well, if all of this is coming from China, why would you fight amongst your own people? No, you just cordon them off into a little Alcatraz place called Washington District of Criminals, because that's precisely what they've done. Now, you can get into semantics about why the barbed wire is facing outward or inward, or why the locks are on the outside. It's really simple. It's a dual job they have to do. Okay, you have to keep people immediately from trying to climb in, but the locked doors will keep those that are in from leaving. It's a dual process, of course. But we're here to tell you that the military is firmly in charge of the American government right now, as well as most of what is taking place in Italy, because there is no functioning government right now in Italy. They have all folded because of corruption. And all of it imploded when they arrested the Pope. Yes, the Pope has been arrested. Yes. Actually, the Pope had been arrested quite some time ago. Well, believe it or not, but they try to make things happen while nobody's paying attention.
From what I understand, he's going to step down or something. And then, isn't that when who goes and sits on the throne?
Well, we'll see if that's actually going to take place.
The man in the moon.
Yeah, we're getting and approaching to that magical point now, aren't we?
We are.
Well, you see, there's not enough discord and disharmony on the planet just yet. But we'll see. All of this could begin. His rule may begin very soon, because he's going to be one of these super godlike elites that rule over this planet at some point. The question is, are you going to put up with it? And is because if enough of you rise up, God or not, he has no divine authority to rule, and he knows that. They base it on either stolen authority or authority that is willfully given to them. And the only one that has the right to rule right now over America is
Lim Basha.
She was legitimately voted back into office for her accomplishments.
Yep. So the rest
and
of it...
And the game continues.
Is
it's
just...
all theater. The whole Joe Biden thing, he's a fake, phony, fraud president. And they basically said, you're going to play the role right now, buddy, and do exactly what we tell you, because we're this close to war with China. But if war's going to happen, we want to attack first. And we're going to get together with our Taiwanese buddies, and we're going to sit the king of Taiwan in Abrams' tank and roll it right up to the CCCP and say, we got a new boss in town, baby. And guess what? We're taking over, and we're in charge now. And because right now, China is just about ready to collapse because of everything that's going on. And the internal structure is falling apart. They don't have the money. They can't feed their people. All of it's about to collapse the same way that the Soviet Union did. And then all of these other nation states will be formed. You know, like instead of the Soviet Union, now it's Russia we have to watch out after. Russia, you know. So anyhow, the same thing is about to happen here in America, where everything's about to fall apart, and there are going to be states that will be becoming their own countries again, because in essence, that's what they are. Each state is its own little country, and each governor in each state is its own little president. That's really what they are, right? So, and then we have one big president who you're supposed to share power with. But primarily, most of that power is going to revert back to the states, and they're going to try and break America up, and there's going to be civil war. They're really trying to get that going, because that will also work in conjunction with the harvest that's going on. Because I'm sorry, there's so many of you that have to go bye-bye, because you're going to be checking out of the game. We need to clear the game playing field. We're about to reset the game for the next new game, which is going to be Space Force 1. That's the next game we're all setting up for now. So you got to get together with the rest of us, because Limbasha's going to take this portion of America and try to take over the entire world. And when that happens, we're going to start playing SimCity 1 with the whole world, and we're going to, how shall we say, step out into the universe at that point. And oh yeah, the great reveal's coming. And oh yeah, there's going to be earthquakes and volcanoes. They're all on the topic of the menu. It's all coming, baby. Ah-cha-cha-cha-cha. Anyone else got anything else to say?
No, I think...
No, that probably does it. You know, Steven and his big mouth again.
Hey, listen, Vlad, just, blow it out your ass, buddy.
Okay, and anyhow, thanks a lot, Vlad. Nice to know we can count on you. This is Stephen A. Jones signing off for When the Ancients Speak. And remember, thank you if you do. Stop by if you haven't. Click the donate button and, drop us a few dollars every now and then to show some love to the Kellys and everyone else. Thank you so much for those of you. And thank you so much for all of you who think and take the time to do what's right each day.